In today's issue number 5 of the Vader Dark Visions comic, the final issue of the series, we again see how the legacy of Vader brought terror throughout the galaxy, but this time with an added twist. Searching for Imperial Intelligence that was stolen by the Rebellion, an Imperial stormtrooper informed Vader that they had swept the vicinity of the jungle planet of Locud 7. Although the stormtrooper told Vader that nothing had been found in the rebel starships, Vader wasn't satisfied, wanting the intel found before the rebels used it to cripple the Imperial armada within the sector. Once the stormtrooper told Vader that they were likely drinking at a nearby cantina, with Vader saving the stormtrooper from a creature native to the jungles of the planet, but intimidating them no less, Vader took off for the rebels. Fortunately for the Sith Lord, the stormtrooper was correct, as the Rebellion's Black Squadron was celebrating their recent acquisition of the intel, handing it over along with their weapons to the bartender to safekeep for the evening. As the bartender locked up the rebels' guns and the stolen intel, we see that he really had no allegiance to any side in the war, just trying to earn credits and make a living. However, despite his best intentions, the bartender would be pulled into the galactic civil war between the Empire and Rebellion, as Vader and a handful of stormtroopers barged into the cantina, demanding the location of the rebels. Vader would eventually determine who the rebels were, and before he cut down every last one of them, he learned that the rebel captain stashed the intel within his pack, which had been locked away by the bartender. Confused and terrified, the bartender could only grab one item before running out of the cantina. The pack with the stolen intel, the very thing Vader wanted more than anything. Although Vader attempted to stop the fleeing bartender, he was too late. The bartender was able to escape. However, things went from bad to worse as the bartender tripped into a bush of sharp thorns and immediately panicked. Knowing the jungle well enough, he knew it was a plant called the flowering anxinth, and its poison thorns didn't kill you, but, well, they poisoned the mind. Also known as the Nightmare Bloom, it clouded the eyes, twisted reality. Okay, he pretty much went into an insane psychedelic trip at literally the worst time ever. Eventually, Vader caught up, and when the bartender looked upon him, he saw an even more terrifying image of Vader as his lightsaber came to life. The bartender tried to fight back, but was only saved when the flora of the jungle intervened to slow down the Sith Lord, again allowing him to escape. Momentarily, all looked to be going well, as the bartender came across his uncle's old hunting lodge. But the poison now caused him to see it simply as Vader's helmet. With no better option, and knowing he couldn't trust his eyes, the bartender ran inside, just as Vader escaped from the jungle as well. Inside, it only got worse for the bartender, initially fighting off fake creatures come to life, with the noise and destruction allowing Vader to pinpoint exactly where the bartender was. As Vader entered the lodge, the bartender now had a very real, very dangerous enemy in front of him, and as he tried to fight off Vader, he broke through the dilapidated stairs, plunging into the basement below. And still, the insane psychedelic trip wasn't finished, as the bartender now had to deal with a rising tide of undead. Panicked, the bartender finally opened and reached into the rebel pack he took initially, finding a thermal detonator and using it to obliterate the thirsty specters. With this, the bartender finally believed it was over, but instantly knew he was wrong when he heard Vader ignite his lightsaber in front of him. The bartender tried to scare Vader with a second thermal detonator, begging only to be left alone. But reaching out and taking on an even more terrifying form to the bartender, replete with fangs and claws, Vader demanded the comlink with the stolen Imperial intel. When the bartender quickly handed it over, Vader realized the mission had been accomplished and the intel retrieved. But while the Sith was leaving, we see that the poor bartender became yet another victim within the legacy of Darth Vader. So there we have it, just when you thought Vader couldn't get even more terrifying. We love making these videos, so why not subscribe for more fun Star Wars theories and discussions. Also, if you enjoyed the video, think about giving a like or leaving a comment. Or perhaps follow us on Twitter at SW Reading Club for updates regarding the channel. Or support the channel through Patreon for access to exclusive rewards and discussions. If not for me... For what a series!